Geek Speak show at WonderCon Los Angeles 2016. So we're here, appropriately enough, the first interview that we do is with Comic-Con International. With us is Seth. How you doing, Seth?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
So, why are we here? What is this booth all about?
So this is Comic-Con HQ, which is a partnership with Comic-Con, Comic-Con International San Diego, to take the amazing events that they've built at Comic-Con over the 5 days and WonderCon over the 3 days and make it a 365-day experience. So we are taking what you see here at this event, this floor, and we're going to be turning it into a digital video experience so the fans can be able to enjoy it 24/7.
Yeah, so where is that going to be available?
So it's going to be available over the top. So we are going to have a website. We're going to have apps on iOS and Android and all the different platforms, the tablets and the iPads. And then we're also building Apple TV, a Roku, Xbox. Eventually we're getting into PlayStation, Fire TV. The goal is really to get distribution in as many places as possible so it's easy for everybody to see.
So the biggest thing for con-goers, of course, is exclusives. So tell us what exclusives we can expect here.
Well, that's a good question, and something that right now, since we don't have the site up and running, this is really just an alpha version and mock-up, we're not really having any exclusive here because we have no way to distribute it. But I'm working with every studio, every channel, every network, and saying, hey, look, we have the fans. This is where everybody comes to see it, so we can be that curation factor for you. So, I consider myself and this audience the DVD extra audience. We still buy DVDs. I love the behind the scenes, the making ofs, the director's cuts, like all that. Those are the pieces of content that we're going to have on our site, in addition to original content, in addition to films and TV shows, in addition to streaming from conventions, to really be able to capture everything that we have here and really bring it to the audience.
That sounds amazing.
So let me jump on that because that's the big one for a lot of people because when we talked about it last week on the show, I got a lot of emails saying, so are we going to get to actually see stuff that's happening at Comic-Con? Is that what's going to happen?
That is the goal. We are going to be having a very large presence at Comic-Con where we're going to be live streaming about 5 or 6 hours a day from our activation spot outside the Hilton Bayfront, where we will have the talent and personalities from our shows being able to broadcast the events. I'm going to have crews all over town, on the floor, at the sanctioned activations, at the Masquerade, at the fashion show, at the Eisner Awards. We're going to be shooting that and putting it all up. And we're going to be capturing the panels. We're not going to be live streaming any panels because we really don't want to take away the experience of being the first person there, the first to know when people wait hours, if not days, to be able to see them. But we're working with all the panel hosts, from the biggest ones in Hall H to the smallest ones. We're going to be shooting them, and the goal is going to be to distribute them shortly after they air live on our platform for people to see, where we can take the Comic-Con experience and bring it to the thousands who aren't able to make it, but also enhancing the experience for everybody who is there, since, as you know from being at Comic-Con, it is literally impossible to see everything because there's 1,000 hours of content. So we want to be able to capture so much so when you come home at night while you're waiting in line, while you're waiting for your dinner, you can watch the things that you missed during the day.
Yeah, now the big thing is, are we going to get the exclusives also, like the trailers and all that, or it's just...
That's going to be on a case-by-case basis, too. We really are going to be working with the studios. A lot of the studios and the channels, they have their PR plans, they have it. Right. And our goal is to be part of that, to be able to provide that as well. But some of them are going to want them on their own owned and operated platforms, which what we can do is, you can come to ours and watch the panel, and if we don't have the exclusive there, we'll tell you where to go and find it. We're completely okay with telling people to leave our platform to go look at everything else, because our goal is to be able to be that curator, that one-stop shop for everything here. Everybody's here, so we want to drive traffic elsewhere. We want to be able to cater to the entire audience, and that involves content that we don't necessarily own, but that we go and see and we like as well.
Yeah, so obviously we're not going to have it live for WonderCon, which is where we are now. Yeah. But when is it going to go live?
So May 7th is Free Comic Book Day. We are the principal partner with Diamond Comics, where Free Comic Book Day is the day that about a million stores in the country, a million people go to 3,000 comic book stores in the country and they give away 6,000 free comic books. We're the principal sponsor of that, helping broadcast it and make it even bigger out there. So on that day, May 7th, if you go to Free Comic Book Day or you go to our site, you get access to it, and it'll be free, completely through Comic-Con. So you sign up on May 7th, you have 2.5 months of free access to our platform before we end up starting to charge.
What's going to be on there? We're
going to have a lot of our high-end entertainment news-based shows, the ones that Adam Sessler and Kevin Pereira are producing. So we'll be releasing 5 to 7 pieces of original content a week, and then we're going to have a couple hundred films and TV series on the platform, and then we're going to be working with all the studios to have those DVD extras, those cool exclusive pieces of content that people haven't been able to see. And then we also have content from 40 years of Comic-Con that we're working on digitizing and putting that on the platform as well.
So definitely something for everybody. And if you thought Comic-Con was big, it's about to get even bigger for everybody who can't be there.
That is the hope. We really are hoping to provide for everyone who's not able to make it and cover as many of the conventions, as many of the events as we can. But really, we are fans. Comic-Con and the guys from Comic-Con International, David Glanzer, as you mentioned, they built an event that they want to see. Yeah. Comic-Con became amazing because those guys are true fans, and they know this world so well, and they built something that they really love and want to see, and that's what we're doing with this platform. Me and my team, we're all huge fans of this, so we're programming content that we love and we want to see, and we're hoping that the audience likes it, but we're going to be remaining very agile. We're going to be talking and communicating with the audience on a constant basis, and we're going to be able to adapt and be able to make the content that everybody really does want to see, and really take this and make it a full year-round experience.
Yeah, usually like a couple of days after San Diego Comic-Con, everybody's getting withdrawals. Now you don't have to because it'll be right there all year long.
That is the hope, and the thousands of hours of content we're going to be able to bring out for a year.
The cool thing we saw too from the alpha version that we got to see on the other side of the wall was that if you're looking at some of the live stream content and you want to go back and see something, it's going to be broken up by sections. So instead of you having to scrub through and find that one thing you wanted to see again, it's pretty cool user interface.
Yeah, that's the hope. So every show that you ever see will all have their own segments in it. So if we're live streaming for 5 hours a day, we may have 30 different individual segments there. So you'll have it for live stream, but we'll clip out every individual segment and we'll be able to curate that for you. And then we're going to be getting a lot of content that we're not going to be able to put into the live stream just because we don't have the time. We'll throw that on as well. So it's going to be a real full immersive experience.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, so one more time, tell everybody where to go to sign up and when it's all going to be ready.
Yeah, so the way to go to sign up right now is comicconhq.com, COMIC-conhq.com. You go in there, you put your email address, and then you are going to have free access to our beta, which goes on May 7th. And on May 7th, you can go to the website, you could download our apps, and then you'll be able to access all of our content then. And then we'll slowly be rolling out our Roku and Apple TV over the coming months.
There you go. It's all there. Can't wait for it. Thanks, Seth.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And we really hope your fans and our fans will be able to work together and really be part of this as one.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.